Atheist Blind Chick posted a video about the gay gene, and this is my response to a text comment from Faith is Imaginary on that video. Now, in this comment, the question is asked as to whether or not gayness is an important quality that we should think about preserving. So my counter question to this is, who gets to decide whether it's important or not, and who gets to decide what's important? Should we as a species be celebrating our diversity, or should we be aiming to travel down an ever narrower path until we achieve monoculture? Faith is Imaginary mentions the psychological problems suffered by gay adolescents, and the assumption here seems to be that being gay is the cause of these problems. Well, it isn't. The reason that so many gay young people are unhappy is not because of their sexual orientation, but it's because of other people's attitudes towards their sexual orientation. Now, I can speak from personal experience here of being beaten and called names by other kids when I was a child just because they knew I was a puff. And being told that you're filthy and disgusting and people need to be protected from your perversion, especially their children, it's not a message that's going to make anybody feel good about themselves. It's not a message that makes people feel happy. And the unfortunate fact is that there are a great number of people who get so beaten down by this continual harassment that they feel they have no alternative but to end their lives. And even those of us who survive all of this abuse, we still bear the scars of it for the rest of our lives. And if this comes across as me sounding really whiny and dramatic or sounding really angry and bitter, well, that's probably because I am very angry and bitter about it. I don't think that it was fair that I was treated like this as a child, and I don't think that it's right that anybody should be treated in this way. And I know from talking to other gay people that my childhood experiences weren't unique. And I know from talking to friends of mine who are from different ethnic and racial backgrounds that they also suffered from discrimination because they were different. Now, this doesn't give me any kind of great sense of solidarity through adversity. It doesn't make me feel better. It makes me feel worse, because what it seems is that the widespread prevalence of this bigotry just leads to people suggesting that we should treat the symptoms and not the cause. So Faith is Imaginary is suggesting that, you know, this straight pill might have some value to gay people by helping to alleviate all the abuse that we suffer. But it won't. The only people that this has any value for are for the bigoted straight people who think that gay people shouldn't exist. And if society as a whole is less homophobic, and I blame religion, I lay the blame for this wholly at the door of religion, because I think that pretty much all of the homophobia that we suffer in our society comes from the Judeo-Christian and Islamic religions. If we got rid of that, then I don't think that we'd need any pill or gene therapy to help us stop being gay, because it just wouldn't be a problem. You know, I can extend out the idea of a cure to ridiculous lengths and suggest that because society puts such unrealistic expectations on body shape, that a great many teenage girls are very unhappy with the way that they look. So what we should be doing then is perhaps giving them a pill to stop them from eating, or a pill that helps them to vomit up their food. I mean, personally, I think that a better solution would be to teach them that it's okay for them to be who they are. You know, I think that's a better solution than medicating them. You know, what about to help people, black people, deal with racial prejudice? Then we should give them a pill that can turn them white. Both of these suggestions are just utterly ludicrous. Neither of them fix the problem. And in fact, they actually reinforce it by making the people who don't conform to this arbitrary ideal adapt until they do. They almost give merit to these wicked ideas that everybody has to be the same, and the people who are different are in some way evil or wrong. And what's being suggested here really is that people are modified to fit in with some kind of arbitrary social standard, and that's nothing short of eugenics. And there aren't many people, many intelligent people around today who consider eugenics a philosophy with very much merit. And personally, I think that anybody who does should hang their heads in shame, because we all know that it leads to genocide. So, you know, it's all very well us avoiding the problem here by treating the symptoms, and by all means, you know, let's go for the anti-gay pill, or, you know, abort gay babies or whatever, because That's so much of an easier solution than dealing with the problem, the root cause, the bigotry and irrational fear that people feel. But there's one thing that really needs to be borne in mind when you're going to take that approach, and that is this: when the gay people are gone, who's next?